Well, the first tropical storm of the 2021 Eastern Pacific hurricane season formed off the southwest coast of Mexico just last week. So what does that mean for the East Coast? Joining us from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association is Joel Cline, Tropical Program Coordinator. Joel, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're hearing about this tropical storm on the Pacific side. Does that have any indication as to what's to come on the East Coast?
Not really. We do look at when one basin is active, very active usually, the other basin is not. So basin being the Pacific and the Atlantic, but it really has no bearing on how many storms or impacts to Charleston, South Carolina.
Well, certainly not an impact to Charleston, but just in the way that the atmosphere is working. Do you see anything brewing out there in the Caribbean right now that is something for us to watch?
No, not at this point.
Okay.
Hurricane season starts on June 1st, and we have had tropical storms and subtropical systems before June 1st, quite a number of times in the last 10, 15 years, about half of those years. So we began looking.
So we've actually seen these storms develop before the actual hurricane season starts, which you said is June 1st. We've seen impacts increase year over year. What is NOAA predicting?
So as far as the season goes, those estimations come out from the Climate Prediction Center, because that's more of a long-term or seasonal type thing. And so the Climate Prediction Center looks at those. They have a number of variables that they look at that are more long-term variables than what we would look at, which is a 7-day forecast. And so that first prediction comes out on May the 20th, and we'll all be excited to see what comes of that.
So what's the best way for people to prepare now?
So the best way for people to prepare now is to have a plan. Number one, have a plan, and then have a couple of alternate routes if you're in an evacuation zone. Find out if you're in an evacuation zone, and listen to the local emergency managers. We have local weather service forecast offices. One's located right in Charleston. So pay attention to what they're telling you and what they're saying. So find out if you're in an evacuation zone. Know then if you have to move. And then have a plan for that move for you and your family, and how to get in touch with other people outside that. And the last thing I'll mention is that the big problem, the number one cause of fatalities with hurricanes is water. And that's storm surge, that's river flooding, that's rainfall, doesn't matter. So if you do get a plan to move inland, then don't stay somewhere that's right next to a river, because you haven't alleviated the threat to your life and your family's life by doing so. You just replaced one with another. So avoid water. The sounds,
avoid water. That's
rivers.
That's good advice. That's good advice. And NOAA has a wealth of information. So anybody who wants any more information, also just to track weather, you do a fantastic job of it. Go to their website, NOAA, NOAA.gov. Great resource for a lot of information there, Joel. I want to thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. And one addition, you can go to hurricanes.gov, and that links you direct to the National Hurricane Center, so you can see things there in addition to NOAA.gov.
Perfect. It's coming. June 1st will be here before we know it. Joel, thank you.
Thank you.
We're back after this.